Happy Friday, everyone. So, I am aware that I did not post a video on Friday. I really don't know how I keep just spacing. Maybe my Fridays just run so late that I just space or what, but this is video one of two for today. And I will really try and stay on top of all the videos, which I really am sorry about. I don't know why. Once I figure out why I've been forgetting, I will let you guys know. Um, so for my devising class, where we're talking about the group called Riot, uh, we have to bring in 10 slogans of ours, uh, about just things that maybe frustrate us about how things are, or just things we wish were different about the way things are. And I'm actually having a really hard time coming up with things that I really wish were different, as far as America is concerned. Because I feel like we're on a really good path, and it's going to take time to get to where I think things should be, but I think we will get there soon. I say probably within the next 10 years or so, which, in the grand scheme of things, is not that much time. So, things I really wish were different that I think will be different in the future, I really think that, in a preface, this may get controversial. So if you don't like what I'm saying, back button's up there, I think. Couple things that I think really need to change. Let's face it, weed is not that bad. There's a lot of worse things you can do. I think the worst thing that's going to happen if you're smoking weed is you're going to get really lazy. Because some people are like, oh, if people are smoking weed, they're going to get super violent and go out on the town and hurt people. And it's like, no. No. If anything, they're going to beat their high score in Mario Kart or something lazy like that. So, I don't care. They're not bothering anybody. Just don't burn the house down. Another thing, abortion. Now, I really have not made a firm stance on how I feel about abortion because it's a really nuanced issue and it's very subjective, I feel like, in the sense that each person's situation is very different. If someone was raped and got pregnant because of that fact and they don't want this baby and it would be detrimental to their health to go through with having the baby, that seems like a pretty good reason to not have the baby, you know? But at the same time, if it's someone just really not taking responsibility for their actions, then that's another thing where it's like, well, you kind of knew what you were getting into, you knew what risks you were taking. So if you really don't want this child, adoption is always an option. But something that I think would solve both abortion rates being so high and adoption rates being so high is if people were required to get a parenting license in order to have children. That means that if you get pregnant without having this license, your baby will go up for adoption until the time when you can prove that you have this license. Basically, this license would be saying, I went through these classes to know how to take care of a child. I'm actually in the market to have a child. We are prepared to have a child and we want one. That is what that license would say. If you don't have it, you're screwed, and yeah. But if you have that parenting license and you decide that you want an abortion, then I think you should be given that abortion. I don't know, it's so subjective, and it's really hard to really talk about in depth in just a short amount of time. Especially when I will fully admit that I don't know as much as I should on the topic. Another thing, healthcare. Life liberty, pursuit of happiness. It's First Amendment right, people. And I think that health is tied into life, because if you can't afford your health care, you are going to go bankrupt and die. Plain and simple. So universal health care should totally be a thing. And I could go on. But I've got class to get to soon, and I've got lunch to eat, and I have another video where I want to talk about some other stuff. So stay classy, everyone, and I will see you all later today.